or at least see us wave a stick in front of the band. We're really excited to give you this concert tonight. First off, for those of you that follow us year in and year out, you'll remember last year to our July 4th celebration, and it was one of the hottest nights I can remember doing a band concert. So I'll take tonight's weather over that every day of the week. This is actually kind of a nice night for middle of July, or I guess we're not to July, but middle of June for Arkansas. I'll take it. Before we get too deep into the concert, we want to say a few thank yous. A huge thank you to Kim Williams on our partnership with Downtown Conway. Kim's not here tonight. She's in a better place. She's in Florida. But she's who helps us secure all of this. A huge thank you to our friends over at the 501 Life magazine. If you have not checked out their magazine, check them out. They are amazing. And then also a thank you to our sponsors, and let me make sure I say this right, to Tin Box and to American Made. If you all find your program, which you can get back at the 501 Life table, on the program is a free cup of Spring Dipper ice cream with any purchase at American Made. And from what I hear, that's on your way out to Valonia. I've heard the place is amazing, so if you haven't been there, just go, if for no other reason, to get free ice cream. But I hear it's actually a really cool store, so go check it out. The 501 folks also have water, and they have popsicles for you. Icicles. That's in January. Popsicles for you. So go ahead and check that out. The next tune you're going to hear is a tune called Fanfare for a New Era. It's actually by a composer named Pete Zebra. This is a pseudonym. Nobody actually knows who this person is. He or she, they, are a major choral composer, and they've started writing band works and whatnot and go by this pseudonym. It's a really fantastic fanfare. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Please welcome to the stage our UCA's Associate Director of Bands and Director of Athletic Bands, Dr. Derek Stoughton, and Fanfare to a New Era. Ooh, I got to give it a second to turn on. The next piece on the program is an oldie but a goodie for bands across the country. It's American River Songs by Pierre LaPlante. This is a folk song setting for a band featuring 4 American folk songs that actually focus on the waterways of America. It was commissioned by a band up in Ohio, and so it's sort of this idea of rivers and waters that go through our country. The 4 songs included are Down the River, Shenandoah, The Glendy Burke, and Creole Bambula. The Louisianans can tell me if I said that right. Am I right? Oh, good. I guessed. This past May, Pierre LaPlante passed away, so playing this piece is a little bit in honor of him and the legacy he left within the band community. So we're going to welcome back Dr. Stoughton, and we're going to do American River Songs by Pierre LaPlante. Flight of the Thunderbird was commissioned by Mahwah High School in Mahwah, New Jersey in 2004. The name of it actually comes from the students. The students voted on what the name of this piece would be. Their mascot is the Thunderbird, so they voted to call it the Flight of the Thunderbird, which I think is kind of a cool thing. The commissioning process for students is always an exciting one to be a part of the creation of new music. So for the students to get a vote in this is very, very cool. It was written by Richard Saucedo. Richard Saucedo was the director of bands at Carmel High School in Indiana. One of the country's best high school band directors. His band was unbelievable. Retired pretty early, actually, in his career and became a full-time composer. Now he composes very, very prolifically. Writes for high school bands, high school marching bands, and drum corps all across the country. So please enjoy Flight of the Thunderbird, conducted by Associate Professor of Trombone and Professor of Jazz, me. So as you all know, we're nearing into the 4th of July part of our summer, and it's a time to celebrate our country, and specifically to celebrate some of the people that have sacrificed for our country. So we want to take a minute tonight and thank the courageous men and women of our country's armed forces. So the next thing we're going to play is Armed Forces Salute, and when you hear if you were a member of the military of our armed forces, or you have a family or a loved one that was a member of the armed forces, when you hear that song, please feel free to stand so that we can thank you. We will also announce when that tune gets played. So give us a second. We will play the Armed Forces Salute.
Marine Corps. United States Air Force.
I'm recording.
United States Navy.
That was Scott Strickland you heard as the impromptu voice. He's a little shorter than me. The interesting little tidbit there. As a lot of you know, the United States Coast Guard Band was actually here last week. And I have a couple friends that were in the band, so I got to hang out with a few of them. Specifically, the staff arranger of the band. And he was mentioning a few different things, a few different issues they have. And as of 1 year ago, the United States Coast Guard now owns the rights to their own song. It was written in the 20s, but they just got the rights because when it was written, the person that wrote it wanted to get it out as best as possible, and at that time, the best way was to get it out to a publisher. So he sold it to a publisher, and since somewhere in the mid-20s, the United States Coast Guard has had to pay $25 every 5 years just to play their own song. They are not the only armed forces in this problem, which is why you only hear specific medleys around the country, because I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Air Force is the other one that doesn't own their own rights. It's not public domain yet. So when they get there, we'll all do a hurrah and get the new medley. Also, I'm working on that same friend of mine, Sean Nelson is his name. He wrote the new Space Force song. And so I've been talking to him like, we need the Space Force song in the medley. So if you could get on that, that'd be great. The Coast Guard did it. They just played the version of the medley that they did. The Space Force song was at the end right before the Coast Guard. It was awesome. It's a great tune. He did a nice job with it. So we're hoping that they can get the Space Force song out there and we can get it included in the medley. So here's hoping that, publishing issues in the United States of America don't get in our way. So there's that. The next tune is actually not a tune for band. Every once in a while, a tune gets written for piano of all instruments, and we want to steal it and use it for band. So back in 62, Life magazine asked Aaron Copland to write a piece of music for piano that was accessible by students and common pianists around the country, not concert pianists in New York Phil or around major players, but those of us that are normal human beings, mere mortals in the middle of the country. And so he did that. He wrote Down a Country Lane. And he writes this about the title. It's not actually anything specific. He writes, the music is descriptive only in an imaginative, not literal sense. I didn't think of a title until the piece was finished. So he wrote this piece of music and it felt like he was walking down a country lane. In 1988, it went through several iterations. It was arranged for orchestra. And then in 1988, Merlin Patterson, who was known for orchestrating Copland's music for band, did the band version of this. And Copland even remarked about it, that it was a careful, sensitive, and most satisfying extension of the mood and content of the original. So like I said, originally for piano, but as we always find, things are better for band than they are for piano. So please welcome back Dr. Derek Stoughton and Down a Country Lane.
You need to keep your shoes on.
We've managed to dodge trains all season, but you can't dodge a fire truck. Yeah, no, now the train's coming, right?
It's gonna be in the middle of the song.
Okay, in 1883, John Philip Sousa wrote the Liberty Bell. It's a march that we all know. It's very, very famous. I can tell you the title resulted from three things. Sousa and his managers seeing a huge painting of the Liberty Bell, a letter from Sousa's wife the next morning telling them how their son had marched in the Philadelphia parade honoring the Liberty Bell, and Sousa's unashamed patriotism, which predisposed him toward any title with nationalistic ring. Clearly, this is about the Liberty Bell. You'll hear the Liberty Bell. Simon's going to play it for us. It's going to be nice and loud and ringy. Now, you may not be singing the Liberty Bell in your mind right now because you don't necessarily have all of Sousa's library memorized. Here's what you got to do. Think about the 1970 show Monty Python's Flying Circus. It's the theme song, which is why this is probably Sousa's most famous march. So please enjoy the Liberty Bell. Americans We was first published in 1929 and was dedicated to all of us by the composer Henry Fillmore. He was a big believer in making music joyful and fun and including everyone. This piece in particular makes up one of three sort of big national marches that tend to get lumped together. It's Americans We, National Emblem, and one you're going to hear here in a few minutes, the Stars and Stripes Forever. Americans We teams up with his other great march, his Honor March, to represent Henry Fillmore to all of those people he sincerely wished to make happy with his music. And highest on his list of those Americans whom he wished to reach with his, quote, old-fashioned patriotism are the never-ending thousands of young high school band musicians all over the Republic who are its ever-developing present and future. So like I said, he was looking for joy, looking to spread patriotism and spread music to the youth of America. We're gonna bring up a different composer, finally somebody different and better. Brantley Douglas tried to retire from UCA last year, but we just can't let him leave. So the retired Associate Director of Bands from UCA, Brantley Douglas.
Well, I don't think we can understand it. Thank God we ain't.
Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's concert, just as the sun is setting and it gets pleasant out. You all suffer through the sun, and we do appreciate that. A huge thank you to you all for coming tonight and for coming to all three of our concerts, including the first one, which we tried to brave that storm. We really did. And then the second one, I was out of town, and then the one tonight, I mean, honestly, I keep saying it, but you just can't ask for more beautiful weather in late June in Arkansas. So a beautiful night tonight, some really nice music. Afterwards, go flood downtown and spend all of your money and make them all happy that we have these concerts. A huge thank you to Kim Williams and our partnership with Downtown Conway. Again, she is who helps us book this and get our season set up. Our friends at the 501 Life magazine, go check out the magazine. They have water, they have popsicles, check them out. They also have the programs, and the program will show you who our sponsors are. I can't talk. Tin Box and American Made. And on the program itself, like I mentioned earlier, you get a free cup of Spring Dipper ice cream with the purchase of anything. It's not like buy one, get one free. It's buy anything and get ice cream. And I hear it's incredible, so go check that out. If you enjoyed the concert tonight and you happen to play an instrument, or you think you play an instrument, or you played an instrument like a few years ago to 50 years ago, we are the place for you. We will kick our season back up around mid-April, late April. It all depends on sort of how the downtown schedule goes, but mid-April or so, we'll kick up our season. And any and all are welcome. There are no rules. I get emails every year. Can I join if I've played in this bin? Oh, this is awesome. Dr. Stoughton is better at technology than me. He's going to have a QR code if you want to get on the email list for this. But like I was saying, I get emails every year of, can I join the band? I haven't played clarinet in 25 years. Yes, there is a place for you. We just want to support music and have a great time doing it. So if you love music and you want to play, come join us. I mean, you could come up here and see the band tonight. There's one saxophone and an army of horn players. We make it work. It's always just fun to get together and play music and have a good time. So pay attention to our Facebook page. It's Conway Community Band on Facebook. Also, if you check out the QR code from Dr. Stoughton and get on the email list, that would be great. We'll ask one last piece for you tonight. Obviously, we can't have an American concert without Stars and Stripes Forever. So again, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Please enjoy Stars and Stripes Forever.